This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, and man, the comments are flying. I've been having fun watching these comments going back and forth in the live YouTube chat. Of course, we are live on YouTube right after the game of the Postcast, and that is every game. So we go live on YouTube. You can come on in, smash that like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get the alerts when we're coming your way with more content, myself or Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres Podcast. And of course, after the live show on YouTube, we upload, you download. What do I mean? I mean Spotify, I mean Apple, I mean iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you listen to your podcast, Audible versions. And then, of course, you download OTT. Yeah, you know me, I'm 53. There is no OPP. It's Roku, over-the-top television. Although OPP, you know, I make the joke every show for you guys just newbies here. But, man, tough one today for the Padres. They dropped the finale 5-4 to the Dodgers. They come all the way back, working my way back to you. 4-run deficit, man. Darvish gets ripped in the first inning. 3-run shot by Freddie Freeman. This is what the Dodgers do. Their big guns come up with the big hits when they need them. Mookie Betts with the home run in the 8th off. Yes, Robert Suarez. Again, Robert Suarez drives me crazy. Every time I talk to Javi, I bring this up about Robert Suarez. Why is he still the closer on this team? Mason Miller's a better pitcher, better closer. They have him under team control much longer. I believe the biggest mistake the Padres made at the deadline was not trading Robert Suarez. I've said it before, that, and they will not take Jake Cronenworth off second base, move Luis Arraez back over there, and put O'Hearn on first. I think that's their best team. Maybe not defensively, but offensively for sure, and Jake really struggles. He's a 240 hitter, man. So anyway, 5-4 the final. You come back from the 4-run deficit. You, man, just struggled through a 2-for-14 performance with runners in scoring position, out-hit the Dodgers for a second straight day. Still, you're in a position to win. You got to give it to this team with their guts, their grit, their determination. This is your Padres Postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. We got a lot to do. Oh, man, they got swept. They came in with a 5-game win streak and a 1-game lead. They go out with a 3-game losing streak and a 2-game deficit. Padres Postcast. Sorry, guys, it is what it is. Padres Postcast. I'm Gries. Let's roll.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Here's what we are talking about. Mookie Betts, a tie-breaking solo homer off Robert Suarez, leading off the 8th inning on a 2-0 fastball. LA blows the 4-run lead. Padres come all the way back. Scratch, claw. Padres lose 5-4. Dodgers up 2 games in the West. They're 8-2 against the Padres this year, 6-1 at Chavez de Stinkhole. Yeah, they were down a game coming in. The Dodgers were, but they outscored the Padres 14-6 in the series. Of course, they play again starting Friday in San Diego, and that is after the Giants come in for 4. Remember, the Padres just swept them in San Francisco. So walking, and he flew out twice. Mookie Betts before that at bat against Robert Suarez, and Suarez takes the loss. He's 4-5. Mookie 2 homers in his last 9 games. Suarez retired the next 3. Freddie Freeman did the same thing in the first. 2-strike home run, 3-run shot, man. Andy Pages, a solo shot off Darvish. So a 3-run homer for Freeman, a solo shot for Pages, and before you know it, it's 4-0, right? And then Darvish settles down. The bullpen takes over from there. Estrada and Morejon doing their thing, Adam doing his thing, and enter Robert Suarez. You know what I mean? So, Tyler Glasnow is staged to a 4-1 lead before he even, he's staked to a 4-run lead before he's even doing anything, right? So, unbelievable, man. Really crazy when I think about why in the world Suarez is still the closer on this team. I don't want to make this show about that. We're a postcast, but still, it really is interesting. Dodgers went down in order in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The Padres really settled down. Jackson Merrill left the game with an ankle injury. He's aggravated it over the weekend, should be fine over the next few days. You look at the 6th inning, Padres potential tying run in scoring position. Gavin Sheets doubles leading off. Ryan O'Hearn doubles him in. Couple of lefties against a lefty there. Kasparius comes in, replaces Banda. Ramon Laureano hit by a pitch. Laureano with a homer and a double today. And he figured in the Padres obviously scoring runs a couple of times. Doubled and scored and hit a homer earlier in the game. Interesting, before I get too carried away and wrapped up in what happened in the late innings of this game, I want to take you through those early innings. And you look at Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado, 1 for 10 with 5 strikeouts in this game. Manny has 1 RBI in August, and Fernando, it's been a year-long struggle. He was scorching hot in March for that 1 week, really good in April, and then straight downhill ever since then. You know what I mean? Manny struck out for the final out of the game. Maybe Nestor Cortez can get it going again tomorrow. But, you know, when I look at this game and I think about how it all went down and Freddie Freeman with the homer in the first, it's just, it happens, it seems, with every starter. Dylan Cease gave you nothing in this series, and you were hoping that Cease and Darvish could kind of pick up where they had left off last start. They weren't able to do that. Dylan Cease is down 3-zip after 1, 5-zip after 2. Darvish down 4-zip. You know what I mean? After 1. And it's just, you're not going to win many games when your starters cannot get you through the early innings. And again, yesterday, the Padres had a chance to jump on Blake Snell early. The first 3 guys had hits. One of them an RBI double, or a ground rule double by Louis Arise. First 3 guys got hits. No one scored. They ran into 3 outs. 3 guys caught stealing in the first 2 innings of the game yesterday. And, you know, today, Arise doubled with 1 out. But it was sandwiched around Tatis striking out. Manny struck out. Arise goes to 3rd on a balk on Glasnow, and then Merrill strikes out looking. And then Darvish comes, you know, in the bottom of the first inning. Again, they had a guy on 2nd, guy on 3rd in the first. Couldn't get him in. 2 for 14 today. Runners in scoring position. Ohtani singles, Betts walks, Smith lines out, Freeman homers. Teoscar grounds out, Pages homers. It's 4-zip, man. And then after that, you know, the Padres scored on a Fernando double, scoring Jake Cronenworth in the top of the 3rd. They're chipping away. You know, here they come. Laureano with a homer in the 5th inning to make it 4-2. And, you know, they cut it to 4-3 in the 6th. O'Hearn with a double, scoring Sheets, but they're leaving guys on base all over the place in these innings. And, you know, good job by Trinan in the 7th inning too, when you got Arise singling and just all the way to 3rd. He's still 2nd and 3rd. They can't get him in again all day long. Arise is left on base, just stranded, you know. Morejon was great in the 7th. Adam was great in his inning. Estrada was good, not great. But then you get to the top of the 8th when the Padres tied the score. They could have done a lot more damage. Bogey's hit by a pitch. Laureano doubles. Bogarts to 3rd. Iglesias grounds out. Pinch hitting for Cronenworth. They get the run in. It's 4-4, but then Mookie leads off. 2-0 count. Fastball, bang. 5-4, and you know that's all she wrote. You get to the 9th, and Vesia's pitching for the Dodgers. Fernando fouls out. Arise fouls out. Both first baseman Freddie Freeman, and Machado strikes out swinging. They can't even get a ball out of the infield. They could not beat one time. And again, they out-hit the Dodgers the last 2 games of the series. They could not beat one time the Dodgers bullpen that had been horrendous against Anaheim and other teams leading into this series. They could not beat the Dodger bullpen one stinking rotten time. The Achilles heel, the weakness of this team, and they could not do it. They could not do it. That's disappointing, because you like to think when it gets to the battle of the bullpens, the Padres will win most of those. But against a team whose bullpen is reeling and depleted like the Dodgers, man, 2 for 14, runners in scoring position, either 8 or 9 they left on base. They out-hit the Dodgers the last 2 days. Suarez blows it again. I mean, just unbelievable, man. We got a lot to do and a short time to do it in, though, and this is your Padres Postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Look at that audience. Come on in and say hi. Leave a comment in the chat. We're going to try to get to everybody. That's going to be a little tough today. We got a huge audience. Smash that subscribe. Hit that bell. You know when we're coming your way with more content. And so myself and Javier Reyes with Locked On Padres Podcast, same channels. A like, a sub for him is the same for me. We're on YouTube, we're on Roku, and we are wherever you listen to your podcast. Before we hit the break, I want to tell you where this game turned and went south for the Padres.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And of course, you come scratching, you come clawing all the way back, and you leave a lot of runners on base, 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position as well. And you come all the way back after giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. It takes you the whole game, but in the top of the 8th inning, you finally, after all that time scratching, all that time clawing, all that time with your relief pitchers giving you that grace of holding it down and keeping them scoreless for 7 innings almost, until Mookie Betts hits the solo homer in the bottom of the 8th off Suarez. You tie it up in the top of the 8th. You give it right back to the first hitter. Third pitch, 2 balls, and then a grooved fastball, home run. Robert Suarez gives it up. There is your turning point, and there is where the game was definitely lost. The series was lost. It was a 3-game sweep. You're down 2 in the division. We'll update you on the standings a little bit later toward the end of the show. Of course, the Giants coming up. We'll give you a quick peek at that. And we still have the star of the game. You're not going anywhere. Neither am I. I got a couple of things to tell you about, a couple of tremendous sponsors here on the show. Deals for you. All is not lost, Padre fan. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, Padres Postcast, Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, swept by the Dodgers. Oh, the pain, the pain, the pain. Stick around. So I can tell you that this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football is not far behind. And whether you got your eye on big-name quarterbacks, breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easier to get in the game. Who are you most excited to see perform this season? Joe Burrow, maybe? Saquon Barkley? Josh Allen? Aaron Rodgers? Did I just say Aaron Rodgers? Have you won before? Maybe, maybe you haven't. There's always a first time. I've used Prize Picks for a few seasons now. I love how simple it is. I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. Flex play is a game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still double my money. And Prize Picks puts their members first. All withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure with Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. Run your game on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl, crown their ass Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Don't miss it. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Crown your champion in August, or parlay your division winner, dark horses, right? Who's your MVP, man? Dark horse? Dark hearse? Dark hearse. Some of those teams are heading in a dark hearse with their season. Who's your champion? Dark horse. Who's your pick to win the Super Bowl? I don't have one yet. Stay tuned. By the way, I do Dolphins postcast, so you want to check that out as well. But visit the FanDuel app today. Start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Oh, these comments are crazy, man. There's so many. I don't even know how we could get to them, but we will try. We got a few here. What do we got? We'll start it from the bottom. Now we're here. Started from the bottom. Now the whole team here. In the comments in the bottom. Now we're here. Look at this. We got them all. Oh, it's all about going back and forth. Who doesn't have a World Series championship? Padres way overrated. 24 scoreless innings. LA losers anonymous. Oh, good Lord. Okay. San Diego. Let's go Dodgers. Weekend belongs to LA. It's just a bunch of Suarez. Dicey as the closer. Dodgers are the Padres. Daddy, I'm trying to find a couple of our regulars. None of this, just regular trash talk. Oh boy. Yeah, we don't want to talk about. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see. Jealous of the great Dodgers. Yeah, it's just all trash talk going back and forth with Padre fans telling the Dodgers they're not going to win the World Series. Anyway, look, all is not lost, Padre fan. You had a 5-game win streak. You're down only 2 in the division now. Today's game, look, you gave up the 3 homers. Freddie Freeman got you in the first inning, and then Dylan Cease giving up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, 3 in the first inning. Darvish 4 in the first. And, then on Friday, what happened? Michael King missed the start, goes to the IL, right? And Wandy gets the spot start, goes an inning. Vasquez gets ripped in the middle, holds it down. I thought Vasquez was all right, but they lose that one. Tough one, 3-2. Couldn't get any hits. And when you pitch like that without Michael King in a game like that, you got to rep better offensively. But the Dodgers did what they had to do to win these games. Give them credit. You give them credit. You have to. You have to. But the season is far from over, and all is definitely not lost. 2 games behind in the division. You're way ahead of the Giants and the Diamondbacks, and they're so far behind. You're lonely as you're so far ahead of them. And, then you look at the wild card race. They are, oh, boy, look at this. They are now 1 game behind there, 2 in a loss. So 2 games behind the Cubs, game and a half behind the Cubs now in the wild card race. Remember, they were in first place there starting this series, too. So a game and a half behind the Cubbies and game and a half behind the Cubbies and tied with the Mets. And no, they're not tied with. Yeah, they are in the wild card. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. No, they're 3.5 games. Let me see if I'm reading this right. Oh, wait, refresh for me. Yeah, 3.5 games ahead of the Mets and a game and a half behind the Cubs in the wild card, and you're 2 games behind the Dodgers in the division. So there you have it, right? That's where you're standing right now. And just a tough one across the board. Darvish giving up those runs. You claw back. And it's just the home runs. The Dodgers doing what they do. Freddie Freeman got you. Pages got you. You know what I mean? Mookie got you. Teoscar got you yesterday. It's just the Dodgers is what they do. They played great defense this weekend. They pitched well. LA did. You got to give them credit, man. They're the champs. They have a gazillion-dollar payroll. Everything deferred. So Ohtani's grandkids can gamble it away. Allegedly. Oh, yeah, it's his people. It was his people who were doing it. That's what I'm saying. It was people. Yeah, it's his people. It was his people. Oh, my God, that'd be funny if the whole house came tumbling down on that one. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Great players, great team on the Dodgers. And, hey, it is what it is. They beat you fair and square this weekend. All right, we're coming toward the end of another show. Meanwhile, want to remind you while you're here, Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, at @JimGries_ on social media. We're here after every game with the postcast live on YouTube. Then we upload, you download, and lots of things happen in that process. Really pumped to have you here. Thank you so much, day in and day out. All right, we gave you the turning point. It was Mookie's home run. I wonder who was the star of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Player of the game was tough. I mean, the Padres had some good performances today, out of the bullpen in particular. And obviously, offensively, there were some struggles. You go 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position. But as far as pitching went, I mean, after Darvish went 4, gave up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 82 pitches. Look, he did well in the second, third, and fourth innings. It was the first inning, giving up the 4 runs on the 2 homers that got him. But Jason Adams, a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts. Estrada, 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. Morejon, an inning and a third, scoreless. And Estrada gave up 2 hits, though, in that 2/3 of an inning. He's struggled a little bit his last couple times out after being lights out for many appearances in a row before that. And then, of course, Morejon was great. So Adam and Morejon were both fantastic today. Suarez gave up the homer to Mookie. Did strike out 2, though. But Morejon and Adam, each with a scoreless inning. Morejon, an inning and a third. Each had 2 strikeouts. So those 2 guys nominated for the star of the game. But the star of the game today, I mean, Luis Suarez had 3 hits and was stranded on base a ton of times. Should have scored twice. Easily left at third, actually, 2 times. But Ramon Laureano, who's been phenomenal with the Padres, 3 homers since coming over, had another one today. 2 hits, had a double, scored a run, and, of course, had the RBI as well. So a home run and a double for Laureano. He is your star of the game. And as we look ahead to tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Hey, yeah, just a day away. Little Lou Rawls there. How about that? Anyway, Nestor Cortez starts Monday against San Francisco. And who are the Gents going to start? Let's see. The Padres just swept them last week, and maybe could use the struggling Giants again. Little feast right here for the Padres. Robbie Ray is 9-6 with a 2.98. I don't think any starter gets worse run support in Major League Baseball than Robbie Ray. So Ray, Cortez, the lefties could go either way with that game, but the first pitch is at 6:40. We'll be here right after with the postcast. And don't forget, we are live and free on YouTube right after the game. You can subscribe. You can hit the bell. You know when we're coming your way with more content. We're live and free right after the game on YouTube. Then after that, we upload, you download. Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. We're there wherever you listen to your podcast. And then ROKU, over-the-top television. We are free there as well. We'll be back right after that game tomorrow night with the postcast. Javier Reyes has your podcast, Locked On Padres, day in and day out. And if that ain't enough for you, baby, how about Locked On MLB Game Night? Every game, every night, all season long, local analysis on a national scale. Locked On MLB on YouTube for Locked On MLB Game Night. For Javi, for the Game Night guys, for everybody here at the network, thank you so much for being here, watching, listening, and being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Until tomorrow, Padre fan, keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. Jim Gries, and I am done for the day. 5-4 Dodgers, 3-game sweep in the books, 2-game lead in the West, and you are down a game and a half in the wild card to the Cubbies. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Gries out.